All right, everybody, welcome to the second video for lesson number 7. For this video, we're going to go through the second part of the lesson. Hopefully this helps you understand some of the factoring that was on the back. So looking at this first question, number 7, it asks us to factor these with difference of two squares. Now, when factoring with difference of two squares, remember we have something like a squared minus b squared, and that becomes a minus b, a plus b. Now, in this first example, I have 5x squared minus 2y squared. So I'm figuring out what am I squaring to make these two terms. So then if I plug back in, I have the two factors of 5x minus 2y and 5x plus 2y. Now, this second one is a little bit more challenging, only because of what's here. So essentially, what's in this first parenthesis, this is like A, and what's in this second parenthesis, this is like B. So when I factor this, I have the x plus 2 minus the y plus 2, and I have the x plus 2 plus the y plus 2. And then I could do some distributing, some combining of like terms. In the first parenthesis, I'll get an x minus a y, and the 2's are going to cancel. In the second parenthesis, I'm going to get an x plus a y and plus a 4. For number 8, I have difference of two cubes. So this was a rule that we went over in class. The rule said that anything cubed minus anything cubed is the same thing as a minus b, a squared plus ab plus b squared. Now, looking at this rule, there's a couple things to notice. So in this rule, we have the same sign as the expression we're trying to factor is the first sign. Then we have the opposite sign here, and then we have always positive here. So those are our three signs. Then the pattern or the rule is the same every time. So you're adding or subtracting whatever you're cubing to make your expression. That goes in the first parenthesis here. And then for the second parenthesis, it's the first term squared. The middle term is the product of the two terms. And the last term of the second parenthesis is the second term squared. It's the same pattern if I was to factor a cubed plus b cubed. I would have a plus b. I'd have a squared minus, because it's opposite, ab plus b squared. Now for this first one, I have to figure out what am I cubing? Well, I'm cubing 5 to make 125. I'm cubing 2x to make 8x cubed. So then 5 goes in the first spot. It's minus, so it's the same sign. 2x. Notice the order here matters. So don't change around the order just so you could have the x term in front like you're used to seeing. Now the first term of the second parenthesis is going to be 5 squared, so that's 25. The second term is going to be plus the product of the two. 5 times 2x, well, that's 10x. And the last term is 2x squared, always positive, so that becomes 4x squared. For the second term, what am I cubing? Well, I'm cubing x squared. I'm cubing 6y. So I'm going to have x squared minus 6y. If I square x squared, I get x to the 4th, plus, because it's opposite. X squared and 6y multiplied together makes 6x squared y, alphabetical. And then 6y squared is 36y squared. For number 9, I know it says reverse tabular method. This might say synthetic division on your paper. I hope it does. Okay, so we're going to use synthetic division here. This should be hopefully a nice, easy review question for you. So we're going to start by putting -4 in the jail. We have a 2, a 3, a -23, and a -12. The 2 comes down. -4 times 2 is -8. Add those up. 20, -3, and 12. Remainder of nothing. So this expression becomes 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. Number 10 is an interesting question because everybody here could actually have a different answer. Because everybody could have a different answer, just have to kind of look at the things that have to be there. So it says a 5th degree polynomial. That means it has to have an exponent of 5 as its largest exponent. So when you're looking at your answer, if you have an exponent larger than 5, it's wrong. It also says the leading coefficient is 7. So that means I already know the first term. The first term is 7x to the 5th power. 5th degree polynomial with a leading coefficient of 7. The constant term, that's the last term. That's the term without a variable. So I know I'm going to have plus something here, plus 6. Now where I have the blank, you can put anything you want as long as it has an exponent smaller than 5. So you could put 2x to the 2nd power here. You could put 16x to the 4th power there. You could put 18x there. Any number with any variable combination you want. You could even make it a minus and make this something like 42x to the 3rd power. So again, what's on this parenthesis doesn't really matter as long as it has an exponent smaller than 3. Also, it does say trinomial, so that's why we have to have 1, 2, 3 terms. If it didn't say trinomial, I could have more terms between the 7x to the 5th and the 6. Hopefully this second video helps, and if you watched both of these videos, you should get a bonus here. So if you watched both of these videos, here's your bonus. You have a quick quiz tomorrow, and your quick quiz tomorrow is on how to factor the sum or difference of cubes. It's going to be one question. Hopefully you can factor it. Hint, hint, look for GCFs first. Hopefully this video helped, and I'll see you all in class tomorrow.